Namaste, everyone. It's Star Mommy 1111, formerly Natural Mommy 7, government name Latanya.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so today I am gonna continue on showing you guys how to live a little healthier, make things a little easier, save some money. And today we're talking baby food, homemade baby food. So my youngest is now 5 months, so he's fully in the swing of eating baby food. He started at 4 months. I do not suggest you go any younger than that, but you do what you want. There's no right or wrong. He's a really big baby, so I started him at like 4 months. Some babies start at 6 months or whatever you choose. Today we're making sweet potatoes. So that's his favorite. Like, he loves sweet potatoes. As you saw in the other video that I posted, his first food was an avocado, and he really liked that. He did not like apples. He liked pears, okay, but he loves sweet potato. So I have boiled this is like I guess smaller sweet potato or yam or whatever you want to call it. You know, some are really long and big. This is a small one. For him, can somebody bring me Cannon? For a baby his size, this is like 2 servings of food for him. So basically, you boil it. You can boil it with the skin on because of sweet potato skin. Here's Cannon. So a baby this size, see, he has hams. You can't see it in his pants, but he has yams in his legs. See, I have yams in my legs. So he's a pretty big baby, so he's hungry. So anyway, so you can boil this with the skin on, and then it easily peels off with the skin. Just like the yams that you have at Thanksgiving, same thing. Of course, you wash your hands first, which I did. So we're going to just peel the skin off, just like that, okay? And you boil it until it's very soft. And I'm going to put it in my food processor, which is right here. If you do not have a food processor or a blender, you can use a hand mixer, the hand mixer that you bake a cake with. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can actually use like a whisk, like this, because you want it really fine. In addition to that, you want to reserve some of the water that you boil the sweet potato in, because you're going to add that into the sweet potato to make it very soft. What's the word I'm looking for? What texture? Like a very smooth texture. You don't want any lumps because they're so young they can't chew. Now when they become like 8 months and 9 months and 10 months, they start having teeth, they can chew a little bit more. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and blend this up and then kind of show you what it looks like. Again, this is an organic sweet potato, and the size that I showed you is about 2 servings for a baby Cannon size. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so I blended up his sweet potato, and I made a mistake a few minutes ago, and I'm not going to edit, so I made a mistake. Let me correct it. I said 2 servings. I really meant 2 of these. This is the size cup it is. This is probably about almost a cup of sweet potatoes. So that small sweet potato makes 2 of these, okay? 1 of this size bowl, this is a bowl, is 2 servings for him. So that size sweet potato that I showed you earlier is actually about 4 or 5 servings, depending on how old the baby is. If they're younger and they don't eat a lot and they're just starting out, that's probably about 6 servings. So let me tell you really quick. Right now, Cannon being about 5 months old, he'll eat about half of this. I'll take half out, put it in another bowl, because you do not want to use the spoon and then use the spoon in his mouth and then dip it in the bowl and then store it, because then germs from the mouth, the mouth and things like that gets in the bowl. Same thing with baby food jars. Once you use a jar and you reuse the same spoon, you use the spoon in the jar and feed them and use the spoon, you have to throw that away. That's why it's best to actually pour it in another container if you plan on saving it. So this will be about 2 servings for him. If he's really hungry, he may eat almost the majority of it. Just keep that in mind. So it's good to transfer it in another bowl when you're actually feeding him or her. So that's the other thing. As far as the reserved water that I use about close to a cup in that sweet potato, which gave it this consistency. Okay, it's baby food consistency. That's pretty thick. Again, he's very hungry. You can make it as thick as you want. The younger the baby, the thinner you want it to be. So you're going to add more water. And again, in that sweet potato that I showed you earlier, I added about a cup of water that I used to boil the sweet potato in. If for some reason you're, stop it please, I'm making a video. If for some reason you either run out of water, like it boils out, or you don't have enough and you're like it's too thick, you want to use some spring water, alkaline water. You want to also maybe boil some water. Don't use it straight from the faucet. We all know about the water. It's not good. Okay, so this is, again, I have 2 of these. That one sweet potato made 2 bowls of this size. So that's a lot. For him, that's about 4 or 5 servings of food. So for him, you know, maybe about 3 or 4 days for him. But some days he eats twice, some days he eats once. It just depends. Because he's still very young. You store it in the refrigerator. Do not use the spoon, you know, get it, don't use the spoon and, you know, use the spoon, feed him, use the spoon, feed him, and then store this, no, because the germs from his mouth will come back in, deposit, and just make a whole bunch of mess, and then you'll have contaminated baby food, and we don't want to do that. How much did that sweet potato cost? It cost about 58 cents. That's it. I think it was maybe even like 42 cents. It's very cheap. It's very inexpensive. It's an organic sweet potato. It's way cheaper than any jarred baby food you're going to get. Organic or not organic. Because one little small jar of non-organic baby food is like $1 almost, you know. So it's way better to make it yourself. You have a lot. Again, I have 2 of these. It lasts a very long time. He loves it, loves it. Can you bring the baby back so we can demonstrate on how much he loves the sweet potatoes? I'm going to show you my sheet can a little bit really quick. I'm trying to wrap this up. I didn't want to make it too long. I have Sky here making grilled cheese, a grilled ham sandwich, a grilled turkey sandwich, because she actually is the sandwich queen in the house. Yummy! This is how you know if your baby's ready to eat. Like if you're confused and you have like a 4-month-old baby and you're like, how do I know? This is how you know. Because they open their mouth when something comes close to it. That's how you know they're like, it's time for them to eat. You know, they can eat it. Now, I'm not going to redip this. You probably thought I was, but I'm not. Because why? Contamination, cross-contamination. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. If you have any questions, just let me know, like how to make baby food, what to make, how long to boil, you know, that kind of stuff. Because it varies if you're doing different fruits. Like I make apples. You're not going to boil an apple as much, and you're not going to add as much water to an apple because they already have apple water in it. A banana, you're not going to boil at all. You're just going to, you know, put it in the food processor or mash it however you want to do it. You don't boil a banana. So yeah, that's what we have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this was helpful to someone. And again, if you have any questions or if you want to know like any baby food recipes or things like that, just let me know, and I'll be happy to help.
Peace. Bye.